everybody, this is Anthony from A.W.O Comics, coming with you with another video we did. We picked up a recent collection off Facebook Marketplace. Wanted to share that with you guys. Uh, it was a pretty good collection. I was just a little bit disappointed with it, but I actually did not go and look at this collection. It kind of was a learning experience for me. Guy lived probably about 3 hours from me. He had a lot of Tomb of Dracula stuff that I had been trying to get a hold of, but he wanted to sell the whole collection. It was about 200 comics. We roughly paid probably about 50 cents to 75 cents a comic, which I feel like was a good buy. But when the collection come in, and I couldn't see every comic because he just didn't show everything that he had. It was a lot of filler stuff, but we did pull some pretty good stuff out of it, and I kind of wanted to share it with you guys and just see, what you thought of it. And we'll also show you a lot of the Tomb of Dracula stuff that we got too. But we'll start out here with some of this stuff. This one right here, not a big time book, but I just kind of like the cover. Hulk versus Hulk. I just thought it was a really cool cover. Enjoyed that one a little bit. Not a big book by no means. Number 326. I think it's like maybe a $5 book, but I like the cover on it. These are some things that I like. Some of them are worth a little bit. Some of them not worth a whole lot. It's a Kid Cold Outlaw. I think he had $2 on this at one time. It looks like he bought it at a place called Florence Antiques. This is probably about a $10, $15 book. I just like the Western stuff. Jonah Hex, one of my favorite ones. And I used to read some of those Kid Coat books as well, and Rawhide Kid, stuff like that. This one right here, 30th anniversary Spider-Man, number 26. It's got the hologram cover. Not a big book, but something to go on a Spider-Man run that I have going. And that book will probably be for sale. And again, when we start doing our shows. This one right here is a pretty good book. Captain America, number 1. Showing the value on this on Hip Comics at $45. It's not worth that much. Hip's values kind of fluctuate based on sales. And I've learned that some of the values you get off of there are not true values. The best way to get values, of course, is going to eBay, looking at sold items. You can get this book probably $4 or $5, even though they value it at $50. This is a direct copy. I think the newsstand is a little bit more expensive, maybe $7, $8, but it is a Captain America number 1. I think it's like volume 4. So that was in there. Not bad little book. This is a Legion of Superheroes that he had in there, and it is actually signed by Paul Levitz, who I think is the author of this. Kind of interesting they had in there. It's not a big book, but it was signed by the author. Thought it was pretty cool, so I put it in the stack to show you guys. This one right here, a better book, G.I. Joe Battle, Order of Battle, number 2. Not a bad book. Kind of tells a little bit about the Joes. I had a lot of G.I. Joe books when I was younger. I probably had a run of the 1 through about 50, I think. I have no idea what happened to those. We must have sold them when we moved. I can't find them anywhere. I've looked up in my attic. I wish I had those, especially that number 21, which is the Snake Eyes Solid issue, but I have not been able to locate those. This was the Order of Battle number 1. It was in there as well. A few G.I. Joe things were in there. I always think the G.I. Joe stuff is pretty nice stuff, pretty cool stuff to have. This one right here is this one is one that I just like this book. I can't find any information about it. I did look on eBay. There's several people that got these for sale. They're just like this, and they're selling. They're asking for $30. I don't think anybody sold any for that much, but I just think this is a cool book. It's made by Southpaw Comics. It's called Blood and Silver, and this one is signed by the author and the artist, Bernie Cook and Marshall Henson, and I saw several of these on here like this. I don't know if these guys did a signing. I like the horror stuff, and I just think that's a cool cover, cool book. I'll probably just put this in the PC to have. It's a number 1 issue. I can't find anything else about it. Maybe as time goes on, this book will become a commodity. Who knows? Maybe they'll make a movie about it one day, but I'm going to keep that book. And if you guys know anything about it, please feel free to put it in the comments out there, because I really don't know anything about it. I really thought that was just a cool, to me, I thought that was a cool cover. I really did. Had a good She-Hulk right here. That's about a $15, $20 book. Sensational She-Hulk. I think the covers are what values those She-Hulks. But that was number 43. That was in there. Amazing Spider-Man number 282. It's got the Marvel 25th anniversary cover on it. About a $9, $10 book. Pretty cool. I like it. I'll put it in the Spider-Man PCs and go with it. This one right here, I haven't found a lot of info on this book. I mentioned earlier the G.I. Joe number 21 issue, which is the Snake Eyes, first appearance of Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes silent issue. And that is about that book sells from $100 to $150 on eBay all day long. This one is called 21B. You see it right here. And it basically tells, I think it's made by Hasbro, this book, and I think it tells kind of fills the gaps of 21. It's not a real expensive book, maybe $4 or $5, but I like it nonetheless. It's got a cool cover on it, and it is a silent issue, just like 21 was. Kind of commemorates 21. It's a 25th anniversary, so it's kind of a commemorative issue, but it is a complete different story. 21B. I like it, That's just my personal preference. Thought you guys might like to see it. It was in that full collection there. This was a nice book, 17. It was in his collection. That's Wolverine, number 17. Great cover. Those Wolverine covers just never get old. It's just really a great cover. This one has a little scuff on it down here that really hurts it. You can't really see it real good. But nice book nonetheless. Put it in the Wolverine collection. Here's number 1 Dune, and these Dune books have went up recently just because of the series, of a 3-issue limited series. You don't see these that much. They're not worth a ton, maybe $15. This one probably wouldn't be worth that much. It's not in real good shape. It's a white cover, so it's got tons of staining on it down here. But we put it in the pile, the show it pile anyway, just to let you guys see it. I thought it was pretty neat. So let's go on to the next one here. I like this book right here. Now, this is an Amalgam Comics, which is a proprietor of DC and Marvel. And this is called Bat Thing, combining pretty much 2 of my favorite characters, Batman and Man Thing. It's a number 1 issue. It's just really kind of a novelty item. It's not worth a whole lot, but I just like the cover, like the concept. I like it. Bat Thing, number 1. Man Thing and Batman combined. Pretty neat little commodity item there. This one right here is worth a little bit. I looked it up. It's Disney's Gargoyles. I think it's about a $15, $20 book. It's a collector's edition. I don't know much about it other than that. I know it was a movie by Disney. This is a comic. And really, I looked it up. I was kind of surprised it was worth that much. And yeah, it's not bad. We'll put it in the pile, the keeper pile anyway. And then the rest of the ones that weren't keepers, we just chunked them in the sale pile. Well, they'll probably be in a dollar bin somewhere. This one is To Rock, Dinosaur Hunter number 1. It's about a $15 book, $20 book. Not a bad book to have. It's a Valiant comic. The To Rock fans might be interested in it, but not a bad little book. Let's see here. This is a great cover. Robin, number 1 of a limited series. There's been some talk about this book being worth more than what it was. This one does have the poster in it. I think there is one of these that is worth some money, but I believe it is it's either some sort of a variant cover, or maybe it was a dollar store cover or something where they released with a dollar store. This one is only worth about $6 or $7. But it's still a good book nonetheless. And he had the entire series in there, but this is the only one that's really worth a whole lot. It's a good cover. I really like it. Transformers #3. It's about a $10 to $15 book. Nothing special other than it's kind of got a black and white cover. It's just something a little different. I don't really know. This is a movie prequel, so that may be why the value's up on it a little bit. But this prequel's the Transformer movie, kind of what happens leading up into it. But I thought it was pretty neat. Buckaroo Banzai #1. Pretty neat little limited series. This has been a series or a movie, I believe. It's worth a little bit. It's got a little value to it, $10 to $15. It was in the stack. This one is not in real good shape, but pretty neat nonetheless. Buckaroo Banzai limited series. Human Fly #1. Now, I remember the Human Fly when I was a kid, being one of these guys that come out right around the time Evel Knievel, I think, was retiring. He was a real guy. This guy actually was a stunt guy. He did the stunts like Evel Knievel, and I want to think he had a really bad accident with a truck. And maybe you can YouTube it, I don't know, but I don't think it killed him, but I think it injured him, and it pretty much ended his career. But Marvel did a series about him, and it was called The Wildest Superhero Ever, because he's real. And that's how they tabbed it. And I remember this book was pretty hot when I was a kid. Everybody was buying it. It's still worth a little bit, maybe $10 to $15. This one wouldn't be worth that much. It's got a lot of creasing on it and stuff, but I like this copy anyway. I was going to probably pick one of these up eventually down the road just to have. And it's just a good little reader novelty item, you know. The Human Fly, look him up. He's out there. And this one right here was a pretty good book. So it's about a $25 book. This is a What the #26, but it is a key issue because this is, believe it or not, this is the first appearance of Spider-Ham 2099. Yes, there is a Spider-Ham 2099, and maybe he'll be making his debut in the new Spider-Verse movie coming up. I don't know. I didn't even know a Spider-Ham 2099 existed, but this is the first appearance, and it is listed as a key issue. $25. What the #26. And this one right here is just a personal favorite of mine. I used to read a lot of the Weird Western Tales with Jonah Hex, and then when Jonah Hex got his own book, they started doing Scalp Hunter for the covers, and I just like this cover. This is Scalp Hunter, and he's arm wrestling Abraham Lincoln on the cover. It's not worth a whole lot, maybe $5 on a good day to somebody. But I just like these Weird Western Tales. I'm going to try to build this run along with the Jonah Hex run eventually. Right now we're working on Tomb of Dracula and Werewolf by Night, but I like that cover. Now the good stuff that we got out of this, the reason why I bought this in collection was he had a lot of Tomb of Dracula stuff. And there was a disappointment on the Tomb of Dracula, and I'll show you that in a minute, but he had 14, it wound up being 14 issues of Tomb of Dracula and one really good key issue. But I'll show you these now, and I know there's a lot of Tomb of Dracula collectors out there. There's Tomb of Dracula collectors. I was talking to a buddy of mine at a local comic shop that runs here, and he said Tomb of Dracula and Werewolf by Night fans are not plentiful, but they pay the money for their books. So they're good books to have, but I just like the series. I like a lot of the covers on them. This first one here, probably re-rated a fine. As #5. Tomb of Dracula, got a nice cover on it, and again we'll add that to the run, and if we can replace it with a better copy later we will, but I thought that was good. Now this was the one that was a disappointment because I saw this book. This is why you kind of have to be wary of people on Marketplace sometimes and do your homework. This was on me. I did not do it. I trusted the person and he got me, but you know, I'll still keep this book until I can replace it with better. This is about a $60 book, but it's not $60 anymore, and you'll see why. But this is Tomb of Dracula #13, and this is the origin of a Blade. It tells you the origin of Blade on it, and this book was really, when looking at it, I was thinking, man, that looks like fine to VF, you know. And that looks like a pretty good book. There were some spinal ticks on it here that you could see, and just kind of the normal wear that you see on a book from 1974. And he had it in his hand. He was holding it like this right here. And I should have been wary then. And when I get it, it had a little sticky hickey on it down here at the bottom, and I pulled that sticky hickey out. And I don't know if you can see this or not on the video, but that corner right there has been smoked with silverfish, it looks like, and ate through. Now, this does not affect the way the book reads or anything like that, but it definitely affects the value, at least 1.5 to 2 points, I would think. So what could possibly have been a 6 at one time, this might grade a 4 because of that corner. It may not even grade that high, but I'm not going to send this in to have it graded anyway. I'll just hang on to this one. If we can replace it better with a better copy later on, then that's what we'll do. But right now, we're just going to hang on to it, see what comes along. Yard sale season's coming up, so, you know, we'll be looking for some of this Tomb of Dracula stuff and Werewolf by Night stuff, because that's what we're trying to build our sets on. This one right here, number 20, this one right here would be a VF. It's a really good book. Nice copy. Most of this Tomb of Dracula stuff was pretty good, and that's why I bought it, because that stuff's kind of hard to find sometimes. Here's another nice copy. This one would probably be F to VF, number 32. And a lot of these Tomb of Draculas are the Mark's Jewelers inserts. And when I get to one that I know it's in there, I'll open it up. And if you don't know anything about Mark's Jewelers inserts, this will be a little bit educational for you. But here's one right here, another one that would probably go into the F to VF section, number 37. And this one right here, I'm trying to see if this one's got the insert in it. It's really hard to tell. This is number 41. This one would go into the VF. That's a really good copy. Tomb of Dracula on Halloween night. This one right here, number 52, has got some chipping along through here, so it would be in the G to F section right here. It's chipped a little bit. Still a good copy to hang on to till we can replace it. Now, I think this one does have the Mark's Jewelers. One of these does. So I don't know if it's this one or not. This one is a number 48. It would probably go into the F. There's some creasing right here. The corner is not bad on it. It's got a little chip down here on this corner. Other than that, though, it's not bad. Not a bad copy. This one right here is Tomb of Dracula number 49. This would go into the, definitely be a VF. That's not a bad copied book right there. It's in pretty good shape. Pretty good shape. Okay, now this one of these. Okay, it's this next one coming up. This was number 55. It would probably be a F copy. It's got some little bit of off spine right there where it's been flattened. But other than that, it's just a little bit of wear on the corners. Not too bad at creasing. Now this is one, we're going to open this up and I'm going to talk to you about Mark's Jewelers inserts. Okay, this is number 43 right here. And I learned about this from a buddy of mine. But a lot of these books that are sold close to military bases, Mark's Jewelers, back in the 70s and 80s, and I don't know if they did it in the 90s or not, would put inserts in these books for these military guys to look at and possibly order rings or jewelry or whatever, I guess, for their loved ones or whatever. So anytime you find a book that has a Mark's Jeweler insert, and it will be right in the middle of the book, this one right here, and it's really a centerfold that's got a front and back, and it's 4 total pages when you look at it. Anytime you find that in a comic, that means that comic is so close to a military base, and there wasn't a ton of them, and it's actually more than 2 pages. This one right here is 3 pages. And then you got the back pages too, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total, 7, 8 total pages of Mark's Jewelers in that. And a lot of these are in some books in the 80s and 90s. and they're real rare to find. And if you could ever find one, hang on to it. A lot of these were ripped out and used, and I guess Mark Jewelers probably made a lot of money off these back in the 60s or the 70s and 80s. So this one is considered a Mark Jewelers Tomb of Dracula, which helps the value of these comics. I don't really know how much, but they are rare and they do bring more money. So if you sell one on eBay and this is Mark Jewelers, you make sure it's known, hey, this is a Mark Jewelers copy. You could definitely get more for it that way. But we'll just lay right there and get it later. A couple more, and again, this one has Mark Jewelers insert. I can see it in there. That's number 56, and that one would probably go in the fine category. It's got a little creasing down at the bottom. And number 65, this one right here would probably be a VF. It's a pretty good copy, Tomb of Dracula. And last but not least, number 70, double-sized issue, Tomb of Dracula. Again, that would be a VF copy. Pretty good copy right there. So we got some good stuff. I don't think we got ripped. The Tomb of Dracula stuff was probably worth what we paid for it, the whole collection. And then we got some extra books as well. And there were a couple of other books that I like the covers on that I didn't really show you guys because it weren't really worth a lot of money. That we had a lot of crap in there, a lot of Charlton crap and stuff that wasn't worth a whole lot. But anyway, we wanted to kind of show you that collection today. We'll be coming at you with some more. Again, yard sale season is about to kick off. It starts warming up. People's going to start selling around here. We're constantly looking for collections on Facebook Marketplace as well. Hit us up if you know where some collections are. We'd be interested in buying anything. And then once we get our inventory built up, we're probably going to start doing some shows here and there. But anyway, just letting you guys see this collection today. We hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too long of a video. We try to keep it short. And if you like what you're seeing on this A.W.O Comics channel, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well. But give us a subscribe. We always enjoy hearing from you. Comment if you see anything that you notice that maybe I don't know that much about. Let me know. I appreciate all your input. Thanks again for watching. Peace out. We'll see you. Hey, go dogs.